Hello everyone, we're going to get into something interesting today because I'm trying to work on fixing up the Nintendo 64 to be more accurate to a degree for the games that have particular issues. I'm going to give you an example of one of these right now. I'm doing the Pokemon Snap game. We're going to do a Hyper Mode Activate for the moment. Let's check this out. And typically if you try playing this game, you'll find out that you're unable to actually use any of your pictures and bypass any levels. I mean, you could play the game, but you can't pass any levels. But I actually can now, you'll see. And there's a caveat to this, as you'll see. Because if you ever played the original version, as you take pictures, it'll actually say, you found Pikachu and all that. You know, you found Ryan Reynolds, whoever the hell this is. And Detective Pokemon was actually a fun movie. Bam! There you go. And so, if you want to play this with the update, what you're going to need to do is try to get the best pictures. Like, if you know, like, you want this guy right here, you know, Mothra, whatever the hell you call it, or look at the sea, look at that. Loch Ness Monster, or as you do it, The Legend of the Water Dragon. Remember that movie from a few years ago? And who is this guy? I mean, you guys and gals, let me know who, I don't know who the hell is that, okay. And we got this, what is this, like Mewtwo or something? Like I said, I pretty much like bypassed the Pokemon cartoon when I was younger. I mean, I usually came home and watched stuff like Saved by the Bell. And I was a little bit disappointed when we'd have like PGA Tour golf on when I got home from school and such. Okay, what else do we have here? We're going to go through the first stage here. And like I said, typically when you play this, you'll beat the stage and you won't be able to do a damn thing. I mean, you literally just do the first stage over and over again. There we go. Bam. Got Nessie again. Oh, wait, what is this guy? Got this guy again. And many years ago, like I said, I was never a fan of stuff like Pokemon. Even like at one point, I didn't even care about Castlevania, the non-linear ones. I mean, I like Castlevania 1, 3, etc., 4. But when I got into like some of the ones on Game Boy Advance, DS, etc., I kind of bypassed them because I didn't really want to get into the Metroidvania style game. But later on I did, and then I played them all, as well as like the Shanae games and all those. And of course, stuff like Wonder Boy and Monster World, Dragon Trap, all that. Look at this. So cool. I mean, I have to say, like, this game actually inspired me enough to actually get the new Pokemon Snap for Switch. Yes, I actually picked it up. But very, very cool stuff, and I'm hoping that I can actually get this fixed up where it's fully playable. I mean, as of right now, you can beat the game entirely from beginning to end, but there's a caveat, as you'll see at the end of the stage here. We should be nearing the end of the first stage here. And it's almost like a real shooter in essence. This would be like a good companion piece to the House of the Dead remake, right? Maybe there's a hack where you could actually use the apples and stuff. There we go. I guess if you get like the animation of him being knocked down or use apples to save him and such, you get even like more points. I mean, because I didn't realize at the time you could actually unlock apples and stuff and use them to kind of like stun enemies and such. But not enemies, you know, Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. Okay, here's the part where the game would normally have an issue. Right here. And there's still a caveat here, because you're not actually going to be able to see what photos you have, but you're going to be able to at least select them. The bug is that typically, no matter what photos you take, you can't see them, and you cannot even access them. But we're going to do this right now, and we're going to try to actually pick some pictures. Right here, it actually detected I took 6 pictures of Pidgey, and obviously, like, I'm not going to know which one's which. I mean, I'm just going to take a guess here. I choose this. Okay, and then we have them grayed out, so we have those Pidgey pictures taken care of. Then we got Pikachu. Okay, as you see, I'm going to do this right down the line. The ones that are light are the ones that I didn't select yet. And again, for those of you who play this, you'll see you couldn't even do what I'm doing right now. I mean, I could actually bypass and unlock more stages here. And we should be able to get some points to actually help me unlock another stage other than the second stage here. But the other cool thing is, I mean, just like, take a game like Parappa Rappa on Jammer Lammy. I mean, I love games that have, like, niche genre. Even like Pixel Junk Monsters in the Warcraft Tower Defense game and such. Okay, we're going to do this. Yes, and he's going to grade us here. Even though we're not going to actually be able to see the pictures, I mean, we still beat the stage. Let me see. This is Pidgey. Pidgey's picture is in the Pokemon report. And again, normally with the bug, it would say 0 total no matter what. But right now, it's actually going to grade me here. See, I'm getting points now. Normally, you wouldn't even be able to do this part. So I'm just going to skip right through all this. Again, you can still try to take the best pictures. I mean, like, just get zoomed in on Pikachu or whatever. Okay? So you can at least play the entire game and even unlock, spoiler alert, the rainbow level and such. But there are other games in this genre, niche genre, that Black Sunshine actually recommended me. One's called Gekeisha Boy, aka Photograph Boy, for the TurboGrafx 16. The other is like the Nicktoons Freeze Frame, which is just like it as well. So yeah, I mean, if you can think of any other games, I mean, even like Fatal Frame for PS2, cool genre here. But like I said, with the next update, we already have like Ludicrous Xtreme amps, but we're also going to be doing a Ludicrous accuracy core. And you're going to have games like Wrestling, Dr. Mario, etc., which are going to have graphical glitches fixed up. And like I said, this is the best I can do for right now, because there are buffering issues, and this is, like I said, the best I can fix up. And I'm going to try to dig into the code a little bit deeper and try to get it fixed up a little bit more. Okay, 13.8.10 here. Now it's going to tell me, welcome back, press A to do it. And we can go to even to like the tunnel stage here. We'll do this for a brief moment here, and then I'm going to show you the other game here. I have to say, this music is actually pretty cool. It's very, very surreal. Look, perfect picture, and Pokeball. Almost like, we'll call them Pokey Eggs because it's Easter time. It's very cool, though. I mean, there are just certain moments that you have to look for very carefully. Like, you might see a fish out of the water type of thing. But yeah, these stages are very, very intriguing, and definitely inspired me enough to pick up the one on Switch, because I was trying to get a pretty decent catalog of Switch games. But we're going to exit this for now, and we'll go back to the main menu here. I'm going to show you another game that came out like many, many years ago, and it's similar to Pokemon, except it's a side-scrolling game where you take the pictures and all that. So we're going to go back to the main menu, and again, it's on TurboGrafx 16. You can do a translated patch and such for it, but it should be where we have it. I have it on this list somewhere. Right there. Gekeisha Boy, PC Engine. So we're going to do this real quick. It's a very, very slick production game. I mean, you'll see. 2001, ZeroTax. That's when the game actually got translated. The actual game came out before that, obviously. Here's the warm-up. Photograph a flying car. Take 1. 10,000 points needed to pass. So look how slick this is. It's actually very, very cool. Get a car. So yeah, if you want to play a game like this, and it's kind of cool because this music here reminds me quite a bit of like Go-Go 13 by Vic2K, as far as like the music when you're doing the side-scrolling stages. Kind of wonder if anybody like from Vic2K actually worked on this game. And Black Sunshine also pointed out to me, I got hit in the head there. So yeah, very, very cool. And what I also like about this, it kind of reminds me of like playing them older games like Gotcha. Remember the Gotcha movie from the 80s? I mean, one of them great movies, but yeah, the NES controller as well as the zapper. You can actually control left and right and zap at the same time, but there's also a Gotcha movie. But I sucked at this game right here, but just to give you an idea how slick it was. Then we're going to go to one more game here real quick. But yes, I failed at that miserably. But Gekeisha Boy, definitely worth playing. I mean, you'll definitely enjoy it. Very, very cool stuff there. Now we're going to go up to Freeze Frame Frenzy, Nicktoons there, which is technically a clone of that style game. Very, very cool stuff indeed. Almost like if you remember like on the Mega Drive where we had Tough Man Contest, which is very, very similar in essence to like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but you're able to have Butterbean in it. And remember Butterbean and Jackass when he punched Johnny Knoxville? Oh man, that was incredibly crazy. Okay, let's check this out now. Okay, like I said, very, very similar. Danny Phantom, and like, I used to watch like Nick when I was younger, but I didn't really watch it around the time when they had some of these shows, like Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron. I watched it more like in the days of like Clarissa Explains All and Pete and Pete, all those shows. Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, all that fun stuff. Okay. One thing I also find funny is like when my wife's playing like games like Animal Crossing. Me and many of you might already be aware of the fact that when you're playing like Japan games and USA games, the X and the circle button on like even the PlayStation 1 controller, PSP controller are reversed. And for some reason on the Switch, the controls are reversed like they're Japan. So basically, where you typically push X to move forward and the circle button to move back, it's actually reversed on the Switch. And it can be a little bit counterproductive at times. But main game here. Let's try to get through this real quick. Do one quick mission here. Again, like, I really didn't watch stuff around the era of, like, Fairly Odd Parents and all that. I was more, like, in the era of Ren and Stimpy. even like going farther back to like MTV and watching Beavis and Butthead. I'm looking forward to like the original upcoming Beavis and Butthead movies. I still need to watch the post-COVID special with South Park as well. And even though the movie The Stand on Paramount got really, really bad reviews, I still need to give it a shot because, I mean, I'm a big fan of the original book as well as the original TV miniseries. I mean, they did a great job with the It remake. I like the original one with John Ritter, but I also like the remake that's the two-part. That was the fun one as well. But, I mean, what other Stephen King movies have you seen that have been like books, made the movies, etc.? I mean, Firestarter was great, Christine was great, Cujo was great, but then you have Lawnmower Man, which is absolutely nothing like the book. The story is actually a guy hired like let's try to, okay, I gotta do the arrow button to take a picture here. There we go. So you can see this is all like Gekeisha Boy. But yes, Lawnmower Man was, I believe it was like in Night Shift. It was one of those mini books. I always like the stories, like Skeleton Crew, Night Shift, etc. 4 Past Midnight. But essentially, Lawnmower Man was a story where a guy gets his dad to have a guy come and cut his lawn. But the guy ends up taking his clothes off, and then the lawnmower's moving by itself. Next thing you know, spoiler alert, the lawnmower comes through the house and kills the guy. But again, the actual movie with Jeff Fahey, who's always a great like horror icon there. I mean, you have Jeff Fahey, you always see him in like Reanimator and all these other movies. I mean, try to name 3 horror movies that had Jeff Fahey in them. I mean, he's definitely one of those people that you typically see. Just like nowadays you see Robert Englund. He's always on like horror movies. But way back, for those of you who watched like the V miniseries from like 1982 or so, he was Willie the Friendly Alien. So I could never ever see him as like Freddy Krueger. I always see him as Willie the Friendly Alien. But Jeff Fahey was always in like these movies. I mean, what was that? Cellar Dweller, I believe, was one movie that he was in. And they also did a remake of it a few years ago. And speaking of like 10-year anniversary, Cabin in the Woods came out, 10 years ago? Great movie. What character is that? But as far as like recent horror movies, I'm looking forward to another horror movie. I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake on Netflix. I watched, I'm trying to think what other horror movie I watched recently. I know I just watched one other one. Oh yeah, I watched the Studio 666 with Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. That was actually a fun movie. It's going to be definitely like one of those cult classics. And then I decided to watch like a Netflix original movie yesterday. It was the New Music one. What was it? I'm trying to remember the name of it. A little bit of a brain fart there. Lords of Metal. It was a great movie. Definitely enjoyed it thoroughly. Fun movie from beginning to end. I'm a big music fan. Kind of harkens back to like some of them feel-good movies like School of Rock with Jack Black and such, but just give it a shot if you want to watch something that's a little bit more sentimental in nature, but has a good pull of like great bands, and there's a few like Easter egg surprises in the movie as well. But in any case, hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more to come. And another thing you could do actually here is we could go to Pokemon Snap here, and you might not be aware of this, but you can actually use cheat codes if you run it through the Glupen core. So I'm going to load this right now, and as soon as I open it, the moment I open the game, just watch what I do. I'm going to open it, and there's a cheat H mod if you're on the Mega Drive, SNES, NES Classics, but also on, of course, the PlayStation with the injector, you'll get the cheats that way too. So loot cheat, file, replace, go to N64, and like I said, if you want to play this another way and have all the stages unlocked, at least to experience them, I can go to Pokemon here. Like I said, I'm playing the game legitimately and unlocking them all because it's actually a pretty fun game. And even many years ago, when I was dating somebody back in like 1999, I went and saw Pokemon 2000 in the theater, and I literally fell asleep because it just didn't appeal to me whatsoever at the time. I mean, I just wasn't into it. I was more into like watching Godzilla in 1998, you know, those action movies, and Jurassic Park 3, all that fun stuff. But we're going to go down here. We have all these cheat files. We could do rapid fire apples and bombs. We could do have all levels. The entire introduction here. We want to have the apples, bombs, and flute. I don't even know what the flute does. Is it like an ocarina of time? Okay, I'm applying the changes. I'm going to go to resume here. And again, the moment you load a game, you want to do the cheats immediately. And it's only going to work on the Glupen core for right now. There are issues with cheats on all the other cores, but Glupen, the cheats are fine with. So again, we're going to go into the game here, and we should be able to select any stage. Even though like I'm going to be doing like a brand new game here. Just watch what happens. So Pokemon Snap, new game. I'm going to do my name, KM here. Okay. And I'm going to talk to this little scientist real quick, or professor, as you will. He's going to let me choose the stage. And you ever get to the point where you like accidentally keep pushing a button, making the conversation repeat over and over again? Let's try not to do that. Okay. Okay, we're going to go to the first course. Oh, look, it's like I did all the first courses already. So we're actually unlocking an entirely other stage, almost like the Rainbow stage in Mario Kart, except it's called Rainbow Cloud. Okay, and as far as like theatrical movies coming out, I'm looking forward to like Everything Everywhere all at once. That looks like a great Asian-style Matrix movie, a little bit of a multiverse movie. We got Rainbow Cloud stage, Valley, Cave, River. Let's try River stage for a brief moment here. Okay, but again, we also have like a new Liam Neeson movie coming out like 2 weeks called Memory. And some of the last movies he did weren't as well received, but the director of the new one, he actually directed both GoldenEye and Casino Royale. And I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a fun movie. It's also a remake of a great Belgian film from like 2003. So it might be a great movie. I mean, I remember watching stuff like Non-Stop, Taken 1. I mean, he's had so many great movies. And one of the earlier Liam Neeson movies I watched way back in the 1990s, I think it was like 1993. We could do Apple with Hair, right? Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great. So you can actually do like some, go back through stages and do some goofy stuff just by like throwing the stuff and taking pictures, all that, whatever. We can quit the stages as well. And let's see here if we can actually see the pictures. I don't think we're going to be able to see the pictures because this core doesn't have the fixes. See, it's kind of flashing because of the buffering issues. But right here, we're going to go to the picture. See, I can't even pick the pictures at all. It's broken. But you can at least like experience the stages if you want to with the cheats and all that. But if you want to do it on Ludicrous, you can play the entire game. So we can go back to Professor Oak here. Because again, this is an example of what it's like there. And we'll go to the Rainbow stage for a brief moment here. Go to course. So yeah, if you at least want to do the stages, you could do it with the cheats on the Glupen core. But if you want to actually play the game in entirety from beginning to end, you can actually do it on the Ludicrous Xtreme Amp core. But other movies that I'm looking forward to are obviously like May 27th would be the new Top Gun Maverick movie. That looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to the Northman movie, which has the Skarsgård, you know, who was in the True Blood series. I mean, he's another actor who didn't really get his recognition to like a good decade or more after he should have. But it's basically a loose remake of Hamlet, but with a Norse theme. And then, of course, we also have a few other movies coming out in the near future that look pretty fun. We got the Dumbledore movie, I mean, for those of you who are into Harry Potter and all that. But what other movies are you interested in? And I also noticed that if you try doing the camera button here, it actually makes these turn like where you can you even take the picture? You can see it, and then you can't. Now you see it, now you can't. So what is that about for those of you who play the game? We have some constellations there. But it looks like they're constellations. Very interesting. I wonder if these would count as a picture or not. There are just so many Easter eggs in this. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and this will go out in the very next update. You're going to be able to play this with the Ludicrous Xtreme Amp core. And games like this, some wrestling games, and even Death or Mario are going to be running way better. But here we go, Pokemon Snap, playable for better or worse.